Thank you very much. Good evening. We'll call the Hawarden, Iowa City Council to order on Wednesday, January the 13th, 2021 at 5:30 p.m. All present are staff and council members and myself. Jim Pickner, our city attorney, may not be here, but he has addressed the agenda and given us any legal knowledge we may need prior to that. So, as usual, we will start out with the approval of the December 16th, 2020 City Council meeting minutes. You've had those in your packet.
So moved.
Moved by Rob. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by John. All in favor then of the December 16th, 2020 City Council meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0. Next, we'll move to claims for payment for tonight. I'll start to my left with Rob for questions.
No questions.
Okay, Jen, any questions?
No questions.
John?
None, thank you.
Travis?
None, thank you.
Tim?
None, so moved.
There's been a motion by Tim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Jen. All in favor then of the claims for payment for today, January 13th, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 5-0. No one in the community that wishes to address us. We will move on then to the mayor's report. Well, it's been quite a year. Thanks to our staff for making a lot of changes in their daily routine, and to you, our city council members, for your continued work, attending meetings, and bringing forth your hopes and dreams to make Hawarden a better community. As we begin the budget process for the next fiscal year, I found two quotes that I feel relate to the past year and also lead us forward. Nito Cuban has said, "Your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start." And then this quote says, "In order to be successful in the new year, stay focused, develop a positive attitude, and be passionate with your dreams." Again, I appreciate everyone's efforts during the budget process, as this helps to develop the next building blocks for our community. We'll move on then to staff reports, please, and we'll start with Mike tonight, please.
I really don't have anything to report tonight.
Okay. Thank you. Jacob, anything?
You guys got all the stuff in your hands of what I've been working on, and I did end of your stuff as well, so you guys should have your WCs. Let me know if you know.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of our main focus here for the next month. So, Larry, please.
I'll keep it brief. Just a couple of things. Continue our regional meetings, and we're also continuing to work with our existing prospects and a few new ones coming into the community. I want to thank the city staff for getting the banners up in downtown. So if you haven't seen those, drive through downtown. We are continuing to work on the Paint Iowa Beautiful grant, working with some of the downtown business owners to go for a group grant where we would hopefully be able to paint multiple buildings in downtown. Their partnership would be to actually do the physical labor or hire the contractors. We would go for the grant for the paint. In addition to that, we continue our work on the Hawarden Community Guide, and that should hopefully come together here in the next month. And then we're also working together with the library director on a STEM grant, a science, technology, engineering, and math grant for 2021.
Thanks, Larry. Yep. Cora, do you want to be next?
Sure. Not a lot with everything we got going on. I'll bring my statistics for 2020 next meeting.
Okay.
That way it's pretty detailed, so we can go through it then. One thing I just want to let everybody know, too, that the theft and criminal mischief that happened at Trinity Lutheran over Christmas break has been solved. It's been solved for a while. We're just working on what we can do to get everything back to normal with the people involved. They were all under the age of 18, so we're not going to be able to name any of them at this point. So other than that, that's it.
Thank you. Travis?
Street and electric crews have been started trimming trees in the right-of-ways and branches of overhanging streets. So please slow down if you see them working on your street. If you can possibly go around the block just to mitigate passing through their construction or work areas, that would be great. They started on the bus route, so once they get that done, then they'll hit the other streets in town. And then they'll move up to the cemetery where we have 6 dead trees there, and we've got quite a few in the park as well we want to take down, so that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Any council comments or questions for staff? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on. Thanks to those folks that have volunteered for the mayoral appointments. Travis, again, is the mayor pro tem, and Jen, thank you for accepting the chamber board representative, and John, again, to continue as the chamber development board representative. We appreciate your times. Those are the appointments I would like to make. Do I need to ratify those with the council?
Well, as long as they're agreeable to make those are your appointments.
Okay, thank you very much. And just to remind the community, we still have a few seats open on planning and zoning, a couple of the boards, so we could use some volunteers for a couple of the board members. So that would be helpful for us. Agenda item number 4, we're thankful for these folks that have invested into our community with new construction. As Mike had mentioned off camera before we started, we need to make resolutions individually. Do you want to give comment to any of this, Mike? Give an overview of maybe what the tax abatement might be for them?
About a year and a half ago, we created a revitalization district throughout the community, which allowed us to give tax abatements. If you build a new home, it's for the first $75,000 of assessed value for a period of 5 years. If you build a commercial building, it's a 10-year tax abatement with a sliding scale percentage. So it'll start out at 10% for the first year, and by year 10, it'll be, I think it's 80% that you're paying of the taxes. So it's an incentive to help somebody build. We hope that people will take notice of that and use that as well.
All right, we will start then with Resolution 2021-01. Is there a motion for that resolution?
So moved.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Tim. Roll call vote, please, for Resolution 2021-01.
Feldhacker,
Aye.
Bergsma,
Aye.
Kurth,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
and Cluck.
Aye.
On a 5-0 roll call vote, that resolution passes. Resolution 2021-02, is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by Tim. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jen. Roll call vote, please, for that resolution.
Bucky,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Feldhacker,
Aye.
Bergsma,
Aye.
Kurth.
Aye.
That passes again 5-0. Resolution 2021-03 for the Copics home. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by Tim.
Second.
Seconded by Rob. Roll call vote, please, for that resolution.
Kurth,
Aye.
Feldhacker,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Bucky,
Aye.
Bergsma.
Aye.
That again passes 5-0. Resolution 2021-04, a new home for Jason Anderson. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by John. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jen. Roll call motion, please.
Bergsma,
Aye.
Feldhacker,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Kurth, Bucky.
Aye.
That again passes 5-0. Resolution 2021-05, Jane Waterman home. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by Rob. Is there a second? Seconded by Tim. Roll call vote, please, for that.
Olson,
Aye.
Bergsma,
Aye.
Bucky,
Aye.
Feldhacker,
Aye.
Kurth.
That passes 5-0. Jeff Carr's new commercial building is Resolution 2021-06. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by John. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jen. Roll call vote, please.
Olson,
Aye.
Kurth,
Aye.
Feldhacker,
Aye.
Bucky,
Aye.
Bergsma.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Lastly, the last resolution for tax abatement for the Hawarden Chamber and Development with their new home, Resolution 2021-07. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second? Seconded by Tim. Roll call vote, please.
Olson,
Aye.
Delhacker,
Aye.
Bergsma,
Aye.
Kurth, Buck.
Aye.
5-0 roll call vote. That resolution passes also. Again, our thanks for those folks for their investment in our community. We're going to start the budget process tonight, talking about first the fiscal year 22 general fund and move into the enterprise fund, please.
So tonight is just kind of the introduction to the FY '22 budget. We've gone through and put budget numbers in. These are by no means final. If you go through it and find something that's not funded or something you want to else to look at, let us know. We have time to put these out. This is kind of what everybody's asked for, basically. So then from here, what we'll do is we'll have a pared down version and discussion at the next meeting after you have a chance to go through it. I had intended to get it out earlier, but with COVID and dealing with other people's health, it didn't get out. So what I'd like you to do is just go through it. It has last year's numbers along with this year's numbers. If you have any questions, please reach out and ask. If there's something that's not in here, I know Travis Waterman and I have been talking about, we would like to find some more money to put in the streets. Right now, we are doing a seal coating, which is probably your lowest level of care on the streets. And then you go to your highest care, which is concrete, and we know that's really expensive. We're meeting with the contractor next week to talk about blacktop overlays, kind of like we did Main Street. It's kind of hoping a median price that we would like to look at doing a couple blocks in the next budget year, possibly up by the high school. We've identified from K-18 to Falcon Drive on the south side of the school. That road's fairly rough, which are a lot of people going in and out of there for sporting events. A lot of those people are from out of town, and maybe, that would be a good place to see how this works. And then in future years, if it works out and we like it, add more money into that and do larger shelters. So we're going to continue to work on that. You won't see a ton of big changes in this one or in any of these budgets. Really, the electric budget, we put that metering project in there. So that'll be a little bit larger, but most of them, we just kind of try to hold everything kind of to where it was. Once again, this year, we would really like to hold the levy to no more than it's been the last 2 years.
We don't anticipate any retirements coming up in the next.
We might have one retirement in the next year, maybe in August, maybe. I mean, it's definitely not, it's just being talked about.
In the general fund, not anything that's really going to, as you said, really highlighted in yellow that they need to be certainly.
You'll see charges for service, ambulance fees. Last year, we're really up because they're so busy. They're trending towards being up this year. So in the next budget, we have increased those fees that they collect. So it did take a little bit off of our general fund. So that, I mean, it's a good thing. They're trending. They're probably going to have more runs this year than they had last year. With that, we're going to be looking at replacing an ambulance in this next budget year, probably a year or two sooner than what we had planned on, but with both of them having over 100,000 miles, we need to roll with that. emergency equipment.
Do we get funding from the county on that?
Yeah, the county gives $10,000 a year towards that. So that's how, basically the ambulance does have enough money put away. So that also helps us move that up. They've got enough put away that we can do that for the next year and not have to hurt any more equipment funds. So.
That just brings a question. That being said, do we need to maybe just send a thank you to the Board of Supervisors that we appreciate their continued support of EMS services in our community? And they're doing the same thing over there, and I'm sure they always look for places that they may try and cut, but
Yeah, we definitely can do that.
we're kind of all in this together, so.
Right, yes.
So general fund, just kind of look at it and give you feedback and.
Yeah, look at it if you have questions, or these are pages that we give you. I give them in paper copies so you can write on them, highlight them, do whatever you need to do. And you can certainly email me, call me, text me, or wait till the next meeting, and we'll go over these in more in depth.
Anything specific you want to identify in the enterprise funds?
You know, we identified the electric metering project. It's probably going to be the big project for next year. We anticipate doing that all through the budgeting process. There won't be any money or anything that can be borrowed for that. Our water utility fund with the first increase we just did is going to start looking better. Sewer fund with what we raised for the project is looking good. Electric still looks good with the project in there. There's some equipment we'll have to replace this year, very little. I think this is going to be this is the down year on the equipment we got to replace. So which will help our equipment replacement fund. Gas, we try to do every year to just either maintain or replace some of the lines. We'll continue to do that as we have through the budget process. Phone cable, we're going to have to be looking at the cable rating. We haven't had one since 18, and with our retransmission agreements coming due again this year, we have to do new ones. So unfortunately, we're going to have to take a look at that, and we'll do that through, hopefully, February.
I think that's an annual thing we're going to have to do with the way retransmissions are looking.
Well, right now, when we redo them, we redo them for 3 years, so we know what the increases are going to be. So, you know, that's something that we can look at annually, and nobody wants to increase those, but let's face it, with cable, the pass-through rates. I mean, they're just, you know, this last year we figured we made about $12,000 over just our programming costs of cable. That doesn't include equipment, doesn't include salaries, anything like that. So we need to get that ship uprighted again, and so we'll be doing that in the first quarter of this year.
One other change was the maintenance plan for the water reservoir, trying to add that back in. It's a plan where they'll do the inspection every other year with a washout, and then that also includes a repainting when it's due every 10 to 12 years. So you pay a lump sum every year, and that includes your inspections, any maintenance, like any maintenance. It's a paint is deteriorating in just one area that we touch up. But then every 10 to 12 years when it's due for full paint, they'll go ahead and do that. It's just all wrapped in one lump sum. So I have a meeting next week to finish that out. So we just put a number in there, kind of a placeholder, but you'll see that increase in contractual services as well.
We're looking at, right now, preliminary numbers are about 30,000 a year. But when we repaint the water tower every 10 years, you're looking at 200,000. So it's kind of like we're saving ahead for it. So the other water tower, we're looking at that. We're not sure. That one needs some work to it. So we're trying to balance the work it needs with the lifespan of it. And quite frankly, if it's needed to continue to have. Our reservoir we built on the hill was built big enough to handle everything we have, all of our needs. That one is smaller, and it's basically used for, if we have to take this one down, the big one down for repainting, it's going to use as a backup. Otherwise, that one rarely gets used. But we also understand that as an iconic symbol with your community name. That will be a council discussion.
You don't want that just to be a staff.
Well, we figured we could get it through the next 10 years.
That wouldn't come down in one night either, probably would.
No, it wouldn't. But right now, we did have McGuire Iron look at it, who's doing the upkeep on it. It needs to be fully sandblasted on the outside, repainted, some spots repaired on it, some of the foundation repaired. At a cost of, just a rough cost of $250,000. That's just for the painting.
For an icon.
How much would it cost just to trash it?
You know, I don't know if we ever got a price on it.
Some old paperwork I saw was 80,000.
Take it down. So, Eric, please don't think that we're taking down the water tower.
Yeah.
They got their leaning tower of Pisa, and we've got the water tower, yeah. Who comes to see more things, right?
But, you know, it's just a realistic thing, is it worth what, $250,000 in for something that we don't use that often? We were even talking, we needed an additional reservoir up on the hill to take for that time when we took that down to be painted. We could probably put a new, smaller reservoir up there in the neighborhood of 300,000. And that's brand new, so, but there again, that'll be a council discussion. Come up some. We're good for the next couple of years on it, though. I think we can get, you know. Like I said, any questions on the budget, I'm happy to sit down with anybody. Next meeting, we'll go through it. Kind of scrambled today to get.
I appreciate the
Yeah.
paper things. I'd like that, because then I can
Big notes.
I can take notes and highlight and give you some questions in that regard, so.
Jacob's still working on the special funds. You know, you can tell the longer you're here, the process gets.
There'll be some changes on your papers, like, I broke out the fringe benefits this year, so you guys can see what it's actually costing for that, rather than it just being one line item, so. I'll be ready for your questions.
Well, then we'll have some. That'll be good. Anything else from council for this part of the budget process? Move on to item number 6, further discussion. We continue to wait for the Hawarden Regional Healthcare Board to meet with the holidays. It's been disruptive there. They're not meeting till the end of January.
My contact with Matt was
let them come back with what their thoughts are, and we move forward.
Yep.
Okay. That moves us into item number 7. This would be a closed session pursuant to Chapter 20.17, Parent 3, which exempts negotiating sessions and strategy meeting of public employers, in the collective bargaining process. Is there a motion from council to go into closed session pursuant to Chapter 20.17, Parent 3?
So moved.
Moved by John, seconded
Second.
by Jen. Roll call vote, please, to go into closed session.
Kurth,
Aye.
Plucky,
Aye.
Feldhacker,
Aye.
Bergsma,
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Hawarden City Council will be going into closed session at this time. This will be taped separately, then we'll come out into open session. Eric, thanks for being with us tonight.